This video is going to walk you through a beginner drawing to an eye. We are going to be using a 3H pencil, which is the lightest pencil we have available in our classroom, to sketch out the shape of an eye. And I like to do kind of a football shape. It's rounder on the top like a football, but a little flatter across the bottom. And again, you can change the shape of your eye to whatever you'd like, but it should kind of have this almondy shape. And this is a pretty flat bottom. You could go much rounder on the bottom as well. And then I do like to put out the inside of the eye where it's got the little, where the pink of your eye is. And then here you'll see I'm adding like the crease of the eyelids. So that first line right below it is where your eyelashes will come out, and then it's got the crease of the eyelid over the top of that. Here I'm adding in the edge of where the white of your eyeball would go, so make sure it's curved the proper way so that it looks like the edge of the white of your eyeball. Now when you're putting in the iris, think of it as a full circle that is partially hidden. It should not get long in any area to where it would be an oval if you took away the shape of the eye. If it helps you, you can draw out a full circle using like a compass and then just draw the eye shape over that. Here I am adding in the pupil. Remember that your pupil is not going to take up the entire colored part of your eye. It should be kind of smaller. And then I kind of made this one look a little Pac-Man-y because I wanted to put a reflection in, so I left a little section out. But you could just draw your reflection however you want. It could be a little circle of light, it could be a little square, it could be like I did, the little Pac-Man-y type thing. So it just depends how you want the reflection or the glare to hit the eye. On the bottom of the eye there, I just made the line a little thicker so that I could show or have an area to make the eyelashes come out of that. And I will show you in just a couple minutes here how to put the eyelashes on there to make it look a little bit more realistic. And now what I'm doing is I am working on coloring in the pupil of the eye, and I want to use the very darkest pencil to color in the pupil. And what we have in our classroom is a 6B is the darkest. So B's are the very darkest pencils, H's are the light pencils. And then I'm going to just enclose where that glare is going to be. So I originally left it kind of like a Pac-Man, and then I enclose it after I finish coloring it in my pupil. When you're ready, I would start with an H pencil, or a 3H I think I'm using here, and I'm kind of holding the pencil a little bit sideways so that I'm not using too much pressure. And I am putting down a layer of graphite, and I would do that all the way out through your entire iris. That's the colored part of your eye. You do want to leave the whites of the eye white, so they should not have pencil in those, just inside the iris. And take your 3H all the way to the edge of the iris. Once you have the graphite all the way to the edge of the iris, you're going to use a blending stump to blend out the graphite and smooth it out. If you notice any graphite where it's not supposed to be, you should clean that up with an eraser. And mine ended up a little dark, so I actually want to go in with an eraser and kind of lighten up the middle of the eye. So here you'll see I am taking my eraser, I'm removing some of the graphite so that I create that lighter value working out into the darker value. And then I'm going to use my blending stump to blend those together without adding any extra graphite. Now I'm working on the eyelashes, so you can see from the lower eyelashes I just did little curves that kind of curve out from where the lower lid is. And then I use like a Nike swoosh almost to do the top eyelids. So you want them to come out of the line that's closest to where the eyeball is. And they switch directions. On the inside of the eye, they're much shorter, and they go in the direction toward the nose. And then as they come out to the outside of the eye, they're much longer, and they go away towards the edge of the face. I would So remember, you want to do like a little Nike swoosh mark. And then I'm shading in lightly the inside of the eye because that's where that pink tissue is of your eye. And I want that to be a darker value than where the white of my eyeball is, which is the whites of the eye around the iris. And here I'm using my blending stuff. And then I'm going to go in and I'm going to show you the eyebrow, which is going to be about the length of the eye. So you're going to start at the inside of the eye right above it.
Much better.
And I sometimes map it out with a very light outline so that you know where to put your eyebrow. But here I'm just going to draw the individual hairs. They do grow up at the front of the eyebrow, and then they kind of turn toward the side and move across the brow toward the outside of your face. So you can see here I'm doing the beginning of the eyebrow where the hairs grow like straight up, and then they curve toward the outside. And the eyebrow should just go above the eye, so kind of the same length ending at the end of the edge of your eye.
Hey, honey.
Okay, so
Go ahead. Listen.
so how is this?
That's not bad. It needs to be more circular. So think of your iris as a whole circle.
Okay.
Because it's getting a little long, so if you had taken that, that'd be more like an oval. So think about it, a continuing circle.
What color do I do for the lashes?
What color or what value?